Hello students. Now I'll be dealing with the sixth session of the Unit 2, that is in continuation with factors affecting growth and destruction of microorganisms. In the previous session we discussed about the factors that are the intrinsic factors which affects the growth and destruction of the microorganisms such as nutrient content, pH and buffering capacity, redox potential, water activity, antimicrobial constituents, and the antimicrobial structures. Now we'll move on to the extrinsic factors which affects the growth and destruction of the microorganisms. The extrinsic parameters are substrate independent, and in this case the storage environment that affect both the food and their microorganisms. Those factors are relative humidity, atmospheric gases, temperature, and other microbial flora. We'll discuss one by one. What is this relative humidity? The relative humidity of the storage environment is the important extrinsic parameter both from the standpoint of water activity within the foods and the growth of microorganisms at the surfaces. When foods with low water activity contents are placed in higher relative humidity environments, the food takes up more moisture until equilibrium has been established. It means if the food has lesser water content and the environment has a more water content or the moisture, that time the food will absorb the water from the environment or the moisture from the environment to make it equilibrium. Similarly, food with a higher water activity lose the moisture when placed in an environment of lower humidity. It is vice versa. If the food contains high moisture content and the environment has a very less relative humidity, that time what happens? The water will be lost from the food so that it tries to make it equilibrium. That is how the relative humidity it affects the growth and destruction of the microorganisms, or it influences the growth and destruction of microorganism. The next factor, that is the atmospheric gases. Like oxygen, carbon dioxide is also most important atmospheric gas that is used to control the microorganisms in foods. MAP, that is modified atmospheric packaged foods. These are make use of these types of gases. Ozone, that is O3, is the other atmospheric gas that has high antimicrobial properties. It has a strong oxidizing property, hence it should not use for fat rich food as it will undergo auto-oxidation because of its strong oxidizing property. If the fat rich foods are kept, or if the fat rich foods are stored by using the O3, it will go auto-oxidation. Means there the food will spoil. The non-fat rich foods are stored, they will be stored for the longer period. It has been noticed that ozone extend the shelf life of many foods, and it has shown to be effective against a variety of microorganisms except the fat rich foods. And the next factor, that is the temperature. Microorganisms can grow over a wide range of temperatures. The lowest temperature at which microorganisms has been reported to grow is about minus 34 degrees centigrade, and the highest is somewhere in excess about 100 degree centigrade, or can grow more above the 100 degree centigrades. Okay. Based on the temperature range, microorganisms are classified into three groups. Those are psychrophiles, mesophiles, and thermophiles. Psychrophiles, those organisms are grown between the temperature ranges from 2 degree to 30 degree, that is 20 to 30 degree centigrade. Mesophiles, these are the organisms preferably grow at the temperature between 20 degree to 45 degree centigrades. And the thermophiles, the organisms grow better in the range of 55 degree to 65 degree centigrade. The most important psychrotrophs includes alkaligens, Shivanella, etc. The psychrotrophs found most commonly on foods, those belongs to the genera Pseudomonas and Enterococcus. Mesophilic species and strains are known bacteria among all genera and may be found on food held at refrigerator temperatures. Most important thermophilic bacteria in food, they belongs to the genera Bacillus, Clostridium, etc. Like bacteria, fungi are also able to grow over a wide ranges of temperatures. Many molds are able to grow at a refrigerator temperature. Yeast prefer psychrotropic and mesophilic temperatures ranges, but generally not within the thermophilic range. It means yeast, they generally won't grow in the higher temperatures. They may grow in the lower and the middle, that is like a room temperature. In that, the yeast will grow more fastly. The other factor, that is the other microbial flora. Like microorganisms present in the food, they can undergo various types of negative interactions. These kinds of interactions, they cause inhibition of some microorganisms as they undergo competitions and antibiosis. Some organisms, especially the molds, they can produce various types of secondary metabolites such as antibiotics and that are toxic to many bacteria. Some foodborne organisms, they produce substances that are either inhibitory or lethal to others. These includes bacteriocins, hydrogen peroxide, and organic acids. To summarize this, here we came to know about the extrinsic factors which influence the growth and destruction of the microorganisms, such as relative humidity, atmospheric gases, temperature, and other microbial flora. And these are the references which I have used for this session. Thank you.